Hey everybody, Jeff aka GCurse here. Welcome to another Amazon Deliveries video. Today I have two figures for your viewing pleasure. These are two figures that have been slightly difficult to obtain. They've been really anticipated, yet I have a feeling that ultimately at the end of the day these are going to become as difficult to obtain as the Stunticons were to get when they first released. But enough about that. Let's get on with the video, shall we? Okay, first off, for this video today, I have let's pull it up here, the Age of the Primes deluxe class air raid. This figure is, I believe it's the G1 universe. That's the thing about Age of the Primes. For some reason, Hasbro decided in their infinite wisdom to remove the universe identity of the figures. During Legacy, they had the universe of what universe the figures would come from. Generation 1, Generation 2, Prime Universe, Animated. You know, they used to say what figures or what universes these figures came from. However, they dropped it from the new or Age of the Primes line, so I'm guessing these are Generation 1 figures. Air Raid is a deluxe class figure. He is part of the Aerialbots, which is a combiner team, and basically they will combine to make one larger figure known as Superion. So, yeah, I think it's Superion. Hold on, let me check the box just to make sure. I always get Superion, and yeah, oh god, the Technobots, Computron. I get those two confused. Oh yeah, it is indeed Superion. This guy, by his name, as you can tell, he transforms into like a jet. And this figure, just like the Stunticons before the Aerialbots in Legacy, these guys are going to probably be a little bit difficult to obtain. If you were lucky to get them in the beginning of this product's life cycle, congratulations. It's been a little bit of a rocky start for me. But anyway, so let's get to that. Let's get to the product, shall we? Okay, so let's turn on the camera. So here we have Air Raid in all his glory. Basically, he's still in the box. I have not opened him up yet, but these are basically just kind of like my initial thoughts and everything. So right off the bat, I do have to say I kind of like the artwork a little bit better for this character. I recently did the delivery for Fugitive Waspinator, and I'll be honest, that box art looked fucking horrible. It looked fucking horrible. You cannot convince me otherwise. It looked horrible. This guy, it's actually it's a little bit better, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, so as you can see, it has the window here. So if you're one of those people that prefer to have a hard plastic window, you're going to have that. So let's see here. Let's see. Let's start with what we always do. Transformers, Age of the Primes, Aerialbot, Air Raid. He is deluxe class. You have his alternate mode here of a jet. You have his primary mode. See, 17 steps to go from either alt mode to primary or primary to alt mode. This guy is known as 1 of 5 for Superion. He's an Autobot, of course. On this side, you have the same, and the more I look at it now, the more I'm even kind of disappointed. This looks so goddamn low res. It's horrible. I'm pretty sure I could take a picture of this, run it through my photo editing software, and possibly clear it up and enhance it just a little bit, and it'll look a lot better than what we already have here. This is horrible. Now, I don't know if these are the same three primes that was on the Fugitive Waspinator. I have that figure on the the box on the shelf behind me. But this is horrible. It looks so goddamn low res. It looks low res. On this side, you actually have a different image, which I like. fucking god, they changed the image. Of course, it's, you know, superion, but the one issue I always have when it comes to these box arts is that they will just take, for example, let's say air right here. They'll take this photo here, copy it, paste it right on this side, and zoom in just a little bit. It's Hasbro laziness, ladies and gentlemen. It's Hasbro laziness, and they should be fucking ashamed of themselves. And then basically up here says collect, combine, and then it has it in different words. And then down here, Transformers, Age of the Primes Air Raid. Oh, I forgot to mention down here. It also says has a class deluxe, class A deluxe, deluxe A, class A, and class A de lujo. I'm not good at pronouncing other languages. I hope that was okay. On the top, once again, it's Hasbro being lazy. It's almost entirely black top. The only difference is you have the Aerialbot raid designation here, Takara Tomy. Other than that, they're getting lazier and lazier, ladies and gentlemen. On this side, you have the stock photo of Air Raid in his primary mode, his alt mode. Thank fucking God they have to put the symbol here, you know. It's authentic, it's real, ladies and gentlemen. 17 steps to convert, which and it also says air raid up here. I don't like the fact that we have this here, but we also have it here. They make us feel like we're fucking idiots. Oh, you didn't know that it's here? It's here also, you know, like. Yeah, but that's about it. I'm not going to talk about what's on rest on the back of the package. You already know what, besides this, what's down here. And that's about it. Like I said, I do have to say the artwork here for Air Raid looks a lot better on the front than it did for Fugitive Waspinator. That was a fucking mess. I love Superion. He looks freaking awesome. I cannot wait to get this figure, you know, get all these figures. That's if they ever release Silverbolt, you know, because if you had Silverbolt pre-ordered with on Amazon, then you know what I'm talking about. Massive cancellations. But that's about it. So I'm going to give you my initial thoughts, which consists of positives and negatives and all that, and I'll be doing that right about now. Okay, it is now time for basically my initial thoughts, and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to talk about some positives and some negatives. It's not going to be really that in depth because basically I'm only going to be able to talk about what I see here. I haven't got the figure out of the box yet that you can see, so basically, you know, it's going to be kind of limited. So right off the bat, let's start with the positives. I like to start off with the positives. The initial look of the figure. He looks freaking awesome. I have the Aerialbots in G2 colors from Combiner Wars. It was part of like a gift set, or whatever you want to call it. It was a set basically. So basically I am very glad to have this figure. The artwork. The box art is pretty decent. When I say box art, I'm referring to here, the alt mode, Air Raid in his primary mode, and Superion. Those three pieces of artwork are freaking awesome. I like how the figure looks. Don't get me wrong. I don't know why I said don't get me wrong. Those three pieces actually look freaking awesome. However, when it comes to positives, you're going to have your negatives, and there are some negatives for, you know, this box also. But anyway, figure itself looks good. The figure looks good. However, I have a fear that obtaining Silverbolt is actually going to be difficult. The fact that Amazon did a mass cancellation, and as of recording this, when I last looked on Amazon, which was late last night, they never had that figure relisted. So I'm kind of concerned about the release of Silverbolt. I went through a Big Bad Toy Store and I have him pre-ordered there. But the fact is that that they have not relisted Silverbolt has me kind of concerned. And if you are somebody who already has this figure, you already have Slingshot, and you or pre-ordered Silverbolt, and for some reason they either, let's just say, for some weird reason, they yank all the Silverbolts for some reason. Say there's a massive QC issue, for example, and they say, they say possibly, yeah, we're gonna have to delay Silverbolt 2 years, for example. If you got these figures already with hopes of getting Silverbolt, it's gonna make these figures useless until we get Silverbolt, because a lot of people want these figures to combine them. Yeah. And then when it comes to the majority of the box, it still stinks of Hasbro laziness, basically. I already talked about this looks fucking low res. This should have been a lot more crisper. It should have been a lot more clearer. It should have been more vibrant. And for some reason, this literally looks like somebody this looks like somebody like a person with less than a year worth of experience could have done using Microsoft Paint. This should have been better. How is it not better than what it was with Fugitive Waspinator? On the top, it's still laziness. It's black. You get this and this, or right here, this and this to basically break up all the black. Down here, all the safety bullshit, or all the legal bullshit. And then same thing down here. That's why I don't even show the bottom anymore. Nothing fucking changes. It's Hasbro laziness at its prime, basically. Which is fucking sad, because they've been in the business of toys, especially Transformers, since 84, and they cannot figure out how to make the boxes sellable. I always say that a box is a good way, the box art, what you see on the box is a good way to sell a figure. And honestly, without this, and this, it'd be really hard, because everything else looks like shit. Okay, so that is it for Air Raid. We have the next figure coming on up. Okay, the second figure of today's video is a figure that I was actually pretty excited to get until I finally got it, and I'm going to explain why in a few moments. I present to you the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Slingshot. This figure is yet another oh god, what combiner. Thank you. It's another combiner. I don't know who I said thank you to, but it's another combiner. This figure is figure number 2 of 5. It makes up Superion, which is like the big combiner that the 5 Aerialbots formed to make, basically. Yeah, this is, whereas Air Raid, it looks cool in the box. I just have some concerns about this figure, and I'm going to talk about that right about now. Okay, so here we have, wait, hold on, there you go. I don't know why it did that, so let's try it again. So there we go. Ta-da! Okay, so here we have Slingshot. Now this figure was actually pretty difficult for me to get. It was being constantly moved back for me on Amazon. It was supposed to be released a few weeks ago, and then it was delayed for another couple weeks, and then it was delayed again and again and again. So I ended up having to cancel it. I just got tired of waiting, to be honest. I went on Walmart. They had some available, so I ordered it, only for that pre-order to be canceled. So I ended up having to go back to Amazon like little bitch And I'm like, please, Big Daddy Amazon, can I please pre-order this? And thankfully, I was still able to pre-order it. They did not sell out, and it came today, and I'm very excited. So let's look the box over first. It's your standard fare, exactly kind of like with Air Raid that I just covered, and Fugitive Waspinator, which is still a fucking stupid name. Anyway, Transformers, Age of the Primes, Aerialbot, Slingshot, Hasbro. Here we have Slingshot in his alt mode, primary mode. He helps make up the combiner known as Superion, which he looks freaking awesome. I will still say that the artwork, the alt mode, and the artwork still looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. On this side, we have the primes, and it's a little bit better. And come to find out, it's actually making panoramic. It's kind of panoramic, but I think I'm missing. Oh, maybe not. But as you can see, it does make up some sort of panoramic. I think I'm missing a possibly Waspinator could go right here. But yeah, so at least we're getting a panoramic photo. And because of that, I'm guessing that could explain why this picture here still looks a little bit like shit, you know. Jeff, you don't have to use profanities. I choose to. Anyway, okay, hold on. Let's camera it. Okay, I guess that'll be good as it can get. Okay, so you better be 8 years or older. And then 17 steps from primary to alt, and then from alt back to primary. This is figure 2 of 5 to make Superion. He is an Autobot. I already did that, and I already did that. On the top here, same lazy shit like you just saw with Air Raid. On the back, ladies and gentlemen, we have 17 steps. And it's like I already mentioned, like, why do you have this if you already have it on the front of the box? They treat the consumers like we're fucking idiots. And then you have stock photos, and then I like this little wheel here. I didn't really mention that before, but I like this little wheel that you see right here with all the different symbols. It reminds me of that wheel that's on the back of the Throne of the Primes. It came out I think it was in the Power of the Primes toy line. Oh my god, Power of the Primes. Can you remember that one? That came out like, what was it, like almost 8-9 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. Holy shit. Anyway, so that's about it. That is about it. Like I said, upon visually looking at the figure, because it's still in the box, as you can see, I'm having a little bit of doubt. The figure looks kind of compact. It doesn't look right, to be honest, and I'm not sure if it's just me. It could also be because he is a combiner. That, you know, I can't recall the name of the figure. There's one of the Stunticons that also has like that kind of compressed look. I was actually hoping that they're going to fix that visual aspect of some of these combiners, but it looks like Slingshot is a sacrificial lamb this time around. The guy looks compact, and I'm not sure if it's just me, but his forehead seems to be way too high. I know you can't really see it that well. I'll be honest, it looks like he has a butt for a forehead. There used to be a comedy sketch on the old In Living Color TV show. It's called The Buttheads. That's what this guy looks like. He looks like a butthead. I'm sorry to say it, but he does. But yeah, and it doesn't help that they have it be kind of it's orange, but on the camera it looks kind of flesh tone. So it literally looks like his ass is attached to his forehead. It's like, what the fuck were you thinking, Hasbro? Couldn't you have done like a different, like, add some white to it, do something, you know? But anyway. But yeah, so, you know, I'm just kind of concerned that this guy is going to be that one combiner, you know, that is just going to be cramped, you know. It looks like no matter what you can do, he's just going to look like he's squished, you know. There was that one. I think it's Dead End, possibly for the uh Menasor combiners, the Stunticons. I think it's Dead End, but one of them also has that look. And I'm guessing, like I said, this guy is going to be that figure. I have a couple of the Studio Series 86 Constructicons right behind me, right there. So they both look decent. However, I can't wait to see if one of those figures gets the same treatment, you know. But yeah, so that is basically my, my unveiling of this delivery. Okay, for some weird goddamn reason, it did not record when I first started recording, so let's try this again. This is basically my initial thoughts when it comes to the Aerialbot Slingshot. Now, I break these up amongst positives and negatives, and since I'm a very negative person, let's start with the positives. The box art for Slingshot is decent. When I say box art, I'm referring to the picture up here and here. These look pretty good. It's definitely a hell of a lot better than Fugitive Waspinator. And that's about it for the positives. There's nothing else. For the negatives, ladies and gentlemen, we have a few things. The figure itself looks odd. I kind of mentioned it before. The figure kind of looks like it's being squished. Imagine like Unicron holding Slingshot and squeezing him in here. You know, that's kind of what I imagine that this figure looks like. Excuse me. I kind of think it's because of the fact that this figure is a combiner, and because of that, probably it has something. It's the engineering and all that. See here, and I already mentioned this with Air Raid. Lack of Silverbolt right now, it really has me kind of concerned. If Silverbolt doesn't get released right away, could we be looking at 4 useless Aerialbots? Because basically their whole gimmick is they combine. If you don't have the central figure, they're useless basically. The box stinks of Hasbro laziness. And finally, getting this figure. Holy shit, when it comes to these combiner figures, more than anything, should be just kind of fucking just spammed out there for everybody to get, because of the fact that you need these figures if you want to make Superion. I never have met anybody. There are probably people out there that prefer like just one of the combiners of their favorite combiner, and that's it. But everybody I've talked to always likes having the whole team. So the fact that they make these figures so difficult to get, it's a little bit of an insult to the viewer, to the consumer. Sorry. It's kind of like what I mentioned before. I originally pre-ordered this guy on Amazon, and they kept moving the release date back, and I got tired of it. I got tired of keep getting the goddamn same email. This product has been delayed. The new delivery date, it's like, say, 1 week away now. So I went to Walmart. They had the figure ready for pre-order that I was going to ship out. Awesome. Went to place a pre-order. I waited. The day that it was supposed to fucking arrive, it didn't arrive. I contacted Walmart, and they're like, "Yeah, sorry, we're basically out. We're going to try to get you the figure. If you don't get the figure in 10 days, we will give you a refund." Well, I hope they would give me the refund, considering I fucking paid for the thing. Anyway, less than 3 days later, I got the email, the order was canceled. So I figured, okay, I better go crawling back to Amazon like it's an abusive relationship. Please, please take me back. Let me pre-order Slingshot. Thankfully, they still had some figures available for pre-orders, so I pre-ordered him. It visually, like I said, it's serviceable. It just isn't as awesome as Air Raid, but still, at least I got 2 of the 5 so far. So, but yeah, like I said, the issue with Silverbolt, it's really having me a little bit concerned. Hopefully we'll get Silverbolt this year, because he was originally supposed to have been released, I think it was either this month or at the end of last month. And everybody I know on Amazon who had the figure pre-ordered, they were canceled. I now have the figure pre-ordered on Big Bad Toy Source website. However, what's there to say that they don't cancel it there? So that's the thing it is with me. When you cancel one of my pre-orders, it makes me start to wonder if there's an issue and that they're just trying to hide it, you know. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. When I get back, I'll be with my goodbye, you know. So I'll be right back. Okay, everybody. So I just want to say thank you to the people who watched this video, and it means a lot to me. As always, if you like what you watch, feel free to follow me on YouTube or Facebook, and I will see you next time. My name is Jeff, aka GCurse. Wishing you all a great day, and stay safe, everybody. Peace out.